Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, Deepalm. Follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, all the socials at Deepalm66. Follow the show at UD Pod. Follow the entire MTR network at, you guessed it, the MTR network. You found us. Don't you dare lose us. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on Spotify. Subscribe everywhere you get your podcasts for free 99. You can even subscribe on YouTube. That's right, YouTube. Dragging this podcast into 2015. One episode at a time, as always, brought to you by the MTR Network. Make sure you check us out on the Insanity Check this week. Chris tricked me. I didn't want to be on the Insanity Check. He was like, hey, we haven't caught up in a while. Let's hop on and just talk and do some content. There was so much nerd stuff I didn't know we wanted to talk about. And we sit down and we're talking, and then all of a sudden the intro music played. And I had a great time, but not a great world. But that's what the Insanity Check's there for. Make sure you check us out there. But that's not why you're here today. You're here to talk about sports. You're here to talk about all the things that are going on in the world. You're here to talk about them with your best friend in mind, Michael Felder. What up, Felder?
What's going on, big dog?
Friday.
Yeah, man. It's Friday for real, too. I mean, your boy, look. They don't know. We usually record early, but we rolling today.
True. They're gonna get this about drive time because I gotta work after this and do some editing when I can. But you'll get this about drive time, and you'll be riding home with your peoples, man. Excited to do it. But I know you're excited. Big Felder weekend, 2 big events. We got bingo tonight. We got birthday party tomorrow. How are we looking, brother?
Oh, let me send you a text message to show you how I'm looking. But I'm right now. I'm writing down the run of show for bingo night. I don't think, like, what I've realized is people are scared of public speaking, but they also don't know like how to do it, and like they don't know how to get set up for success. Like, I don't like having sheets of paper printed out. I like a small, like some people like note cards. I like a small. Yeah. I'll show you this. I like this. This is what I like. Small,
a little. Okay, I got you.
Trifold, so I can fit 6 different things on this piece of paper. So I've got the sponsors and the food trucks. Then I have, make sure you use cash and Venmo for bingo cards. Post each round, 50-50 raffle. I have the merch for the school. Then you flip it. Then that's that. Then you flip it over. I have the 2 ladies that are responsible for putting this on. And now I'm listing the bingo callers in order, in time order, chronological order, if you will. And so, like, that's how it's easier for me to do that, to have that in my hand while I have a microphone in the other hand. But I'm sending you this pic right now of what my backyard looks like. And this is before we put out like the toys, right?
Yeah.
We'd be bringing out toys. Oh, my neighbors are going to be mad.
I want to say you may have ruined my life.
Why?
Because I was describing like the hassle you're going through for your daughter, like the beautiful investment you're putting towards your daughter is having a great time. And I was describing your house and like how people come in and out, like the Kool-Aid house. I used that. And Susan looked me in my eyes and said, I want to be that house. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're not irritated that makes Felder? Why would you listen to my life?
No, I love it. It's good. It's better than here than somewhere else. I know what's going on, and it's really like it is a cool situation to watch this many kids be excited. I was doing drop off today. I was pulling doors. By the way, I don't know if you can tell I painted my nails. I'm ready to go. So I got I'm gonna send you another picture too, because my wife she gonna be hot with your boy.
What you want? The first picture is a great picture. It's a bounce house for the kids. It looks like there's a slide involvement.
And you can do water in there if it's warm enough. So this is a shark.
She's gonna hit on the shirt, you think?
This is a shark themed birthday party. She don't know that I bought a shark shirt and I got the white shorts.
Oh, you about to stun on her and she has no idea.
She has no clue. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, take a shower, take my kid to piano, pick up the donuts. By the way, shout out to my man at Krispy Kreme, because the last time we talked, you didn't even know this, My man at Krispy Kreme, I said, "Can I get 3 dozen?" And he was like, "Bro, you came in here super prepared. I'm gonna see if I can sneak you in another dozen." And I was like,
That's
"Yo,
my guy.
let's
That's
go."
my guy.
He's like, "I'll be here on Saturday. I'll probably sneak you in another dozen." And I was like, "Let's do it." And I
That's
went
how
to
you know how wide the Krispy Kreme margin is. These motherfuckers can't cost nothing.
Well, here's the
I'm
thing.
gonna sneak you 12 extra. The fuck?
It cost for how much do you think it costs for 3 dozen donuts?
I haven't bought donuts by the dozen in years. I have no idea.
So I was talking to my co-hosts, Stephen Hartzell and Michael Serber. They were like 50, gotta be 50, 54, 55.
Nah,
I said,
nah,
I said, nah, my man hit me for 33.
That's
less than a dollar.
Donut.
That's less than $1 a donut, dog.
And he can afford to give you free 12.
And he's like, he's like, I'm gonna work on getting you a free 12. He's like, because I came to him correct. I came organized. I knew what was going on. And I said, I want to do it this way, this. And I'm gonna pay right now. And I'm gonna put the tip in and we good. And he was like, I like that. I'm gonna see if I can slip you another dozen. I was like, there we go. Let's
that behavior. You want to see it in the world, man.
So I Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, I wake up, take a shower, piano, drop her off at piano, go get the donuts, come back, pick her up, come home, and I'm good to go. And I just do like little fixer-upper small stuff at my house.
Yeah.
And then when people start coming in, I'm going to just be like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. And then I'm going to flip the whole entire fit. And my wife is going to look at me like,
yeah, you got to do it first wave of people because you don't want to leave her alone greeting everyone at once. I get that. But man, the later you can push that reveal, the later you can push that reveal,
I need people to be here. I need people to be here.
You need an audience. You need a good base.
Because we went to Hungry Howie. I also went to Hungry Howie's to order the pizza. Your boy liked to have like tangible receipts. Got to have tangibles. Don't give me no online receipt. I need to go see you in person. I think
that's an old black people thing because like I'll be taking pictures of receipts online. Like, okay, click. Yeah,
no,
I got you.
But I go into Hungry Howie's and I was like, I need 8 pizzas, 4 cheese, 4 pepperoni, and
double cut.
The guy that's the funny part. The guy goes, what's your phone number? Give him my phone number. By the way, I didn't even realize it, but the last 2 digits of my phone number are 67.
Oh God.
And which they are. And
yeah.
But the guy goes, oh, you're Michael Felder. And I said, yeah. And he goes, you want this pizza double cut? And I was like, yeah, I do. Is that in my like file? And he's like, no, just every time when you call and order pizza, he's like, every time you order pizza online, you always call back and say, can I get it double cut? Which I do. That's a real thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I walked out. I said, I love the way you guys operate. Appreciate you. So pizza's going to get delivered 12:30. I'm thinking 12:15 is when party starts at 11:30. I'm going to let the folks get here.
Okay.
Get here, hang out, do their thing. You know, I'm running around. I got some White Claws. I got some Angry Ales. And there's another one, some other brewery sampler pack. Now me.
And the Hip Flask Wild Turkey, of course, for you.
I got the Wild Turkey. The Wild Turkey is behind the bar. Kids know, don't go behind the bar.
Okay.
I got the Wild Turkey. I got the ice cold Bud Light bottles. The bottles, that's me. If I like you, maybe you could have one. I'm not gonna like many of these people. So pick one of these other things that I'm trying to get rid of. And bro, we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be good.
You're gonna have a good time, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. She's gonna have the most important thing is that my daughter has a good time. That's all that really 100%. Matters. And then tonight we got bingo night. We already went through that, but that's gonna be. So let me walk. Can I walk you through my day real quick? Because we also have one other thing I have to talk about in my space.
Okay.
I'm at drop off, right? I'm doing drop off. I'm pulling doors, as you will.
Pulling doors.
There are two ladies that are next to me. One is like, I want to be at the party, but he has a baseball game at 1. She's like, is it okay if we come at 11 or 11? I was like, yeah, it's fine if you come at 11:30. Come at 11:30, stay till 12:30, have a slice of pizza, and then go to the baseball game. That's fine. Then the other lady, who I went to high school, I went to high school with one lady. The other lady we go to the same pool as, and I met her when she was in high school because she went to South Mech and I went to East Mech. So I've known her for a while too.
Yeah.
And the other one was like, oh my gosh, this is the first time our son hasn't had a baseball party. And all he's ever heard is that Savannah's birthday parties are awesome. So he gets to go.
You're recruiting for the Kool-Aid House, man. That's all you're doing right now.
I'm not recruiting. I'm just doing 2 different things.
Our program just attracts talent. I'm not out here recruiting.
I'm Kirby. If you want to talk about dads, I'm Kirby.
I'm Kirby Smart, consistent.
I'm Kirby.
And I generate winners. Winners.
Everyone's gonna walk out of this. Everyone's gonna walk out of this birthday party, and they're gonna go straight to the Eagles. Every one of them. Every one of them.
The Eagles posted some shit about how much money they had paid Georgia players over the last 3 years, and it's absurd. It was so much fucking money.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm really him for real when it comes to this.
Yeah.
I blew up. Like, you saw the shirt?
I saw the shirt. Shirt's dope.
Bro, goated with the sauce. Let me send you another picture.
Wait, what?
I got another one for you. This is what my downstairs looks like right now. Actually, this is not what my downstairs looks like right now because we did put them all on the string. But that's 100.
The balloon or whatever.
Yeah, 150 balloons. And I would say my wife blew up. I don't know what's between half and 2/3.
Yeah.
But she did it with like the pump.
Smart.
Yeah. Michael Felder I was making dinner. Michael Felder get in there. I'm just.
You just trying to get lightheaded.
We had a race. She had the pump. I just got my lung capacity. And I beat her by 2 balloons.
Wait, you said she was between half and 2/3.
No. She started way before me.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was making dinner.
Okay.
So then I came back downstairs.
It sounds like an excuse. That's all right, though.
It's not an excuse. I was making. Do you want to eat dinner?
I'm fucking with you.
Nigga, do you want to eat dinner? Did she want to eat dinner?
Hey, look, you're right. You won.
Chicken tacos. I made those. I made chicken tacos. I had to braise them because the grills, both of the grills, which I was going to grill the chicken, I already moved the grills off the patio so the kids don't hurt themselves on that bounce house.
It's good.
So I was like, I can't use the grill. We're going to have to braise these. Keep it brazy. And then I came down. She was like, I think I did almost half. I was like, I got this. Watch this. And just knocked it out. She was like, how do you do that? And then, just for the record, she was like, I couldn't blow up the big ones with the pump. They wouldn't work. I was like, watch this. Balloons bigger than your head. I'm killing it. That's all I do.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Look, so I'm good at. I worked at a toy store. I've been blowing up balloons for a long ass time.
So you'll relate to this, I think, because you know about kids and how much they love shit. My son was on the way to daycare this week, and Susan dropped him off, and he saw this. He has a fox costume. It's got a little hood on it with little ears and a little tail.
Yeah, what does the fox say?
I don't know. I'm not. No. And He puts it on to go to daycare. He's like, I want to put it on. Wears it all day. And I get there to pick him up, and I'm like, he's sweating because he's been outside. And I'm like, buddy, this is hot as hell. What are you doing? I love it. I love it. And so the next day, some kid comes dressed in, I've never seen these movies. It's like bright yellow with the glasses. What are they called?
Minions?
Yes. The kid was dressed as a minion. And I was just like, Matthew, you are a trendsetter. But we didn't have the Fox costume, so it was just one, like, those things, I had no idea they were that popular. I know they were costumes. I thought they were like a minor thing in one other. Is that a minion behind you? You got a minion. You a minion guy?
No, I'm not a minion guy. The fucking full cast fucked me up.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what they did. I'm not going to listen to the show.
The fuck? So what happened?
They did the same thing that the Solid Verbal did to me, where they were like, hey, all of our listeners just spam this guy with minion shit. I'm not giving them the benefit of it. No, I'm not doing it. I like listening to the show, but I'm not doing it. I reacted at first.
We're not going to talk about it.
No, listen, no, not happening, dude. You don't get hilarious. That. Speaking of no reaction, I have to stop reacting to this mundane college football content.
This. I've always been like, Felder is largely immune to social media because he won't let this shit piss him off. And then the algorithm was like, watch this. I can fuck with Felder.
They can, because I think it's stupid. And I think it's dumb.
Anyway, tell the listeners who didn't hear our truncated episode yesterday. Tell them what explain to them the hell that you've been in, and you've been exposing the rest of us to via DMs and text messages.
So here's the thing: we've got multiple college football influencers who are talking about things that are normal, that have been normal for a long ass time. Like they're talking about, oh my gosh, look at this! They have the team motto in the meeting.
Not just normal, like deeply mundane.
And oh my gosh, did you know there was a travel and a non-travel squad? Bitch, there's 135 of us on the team. How many people do you think they bring to a game? Like, what do you have a favorite
story you can tell?
A non-travel squad story?
Yeah.
So I'm doubling up on you. I was on non-travel squad. But then they try to reward you. If you have a good week of practice, they reward you. And I was like, they're like, you can go to Utah. We're going to tour. Because it was the year that the Olympics were in Salt Lake City. They're like, you can go to Utah, man. And I was like,
oh, okay.
I was like, fuck that. I already booked a ticket to go to Boston to see my girlfriend. They're going to fucking Utah. Plans. Fuck this. And I sat at a bar in Boston and watched my team get smoked by Urban Meyer's 2004 Utah team.
Oh shit, was that Colin?
It was Alex Smith.
That was Alex Smith, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched that happen, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't go to Utah for this. I'm having sex.
It's way better than being in Utah.
They don't even have sex in Utah.
No, it's not allowed in the state.
And then, so I guess I said two. Let's go three. I only had a few good weeks of practice, but I had a really good week in November, and we were playing Virginia Tech, and they're like, you can go to Blacksburg, Lane Stadium. It gets rocking. And I looked at the calendar and I was like, buddy, I turned 21. I'm not going. Leave me alone.
I'm going to Virginia Tech now.
I'm not going nowhere. I turned 21. I'm going home. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going home.
Good point. Okay.
I'm going home. I'm going to get drunk with my friends from high school because I'm 21 now. I don't even have to fake it. I was like, I'm not going. And then the other times that one of the stories I think is really the most funny is when you're a non-travel squad guy and they bring you up to travel squad. Usually it's for recruiting purposes or to keep you around. They weren't worried about me leaving school, but they were wanting me to recruit a guy. And I was showing him around the facility and keeping him away from the team, keeping him away from the coaches who were trying to win a football game, in this case against Miami, which we did win, by the way, when they were number 4. Connor Barth, shout out for the winning field goal. But we beat Miami. I did lose a recruit. He did go to Duke. He was a loser and he did not drink, which I was like, I can't help you with this. Look, if you're not going to.
Then why'd you give me the recruit, guys? If you knew he didn't drink, why'd you send him with me? What are we doing?
Michael Felder's a good time guy. Like, this is not good. But
yeah, what
happens is you stay in the hotel and it was a night game. How many night games did you play?
Not many. I want to say 4 years, probably 5 or 6, if that.
They suck.
They're terrible. It ruins your entire weekend.
It ruins your weekend. You don't get to go. Like, I used to love going out to dinner with my parents after a game or lunch with my parents, like a late lunch, early dinner after a noon game. You're like, yeah, we'll go to Squids and we'll do this, and they can get home, before 9 o'clock, and I can see my family and hang out. And they usually brought a couple of my teammates.
My parents would fly to New York for home games my last 2 years because my little brother was at NYU. So every home game turned into a family weekend. Every home game turned into a family weekend. Yeah,
that's so dope. That's super dope to me. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think people realize that. Everyone's like, you want to play at night? And I'm like, I don't know.
No, I don't. I want to go to dinner with my family, and then I want to get drunk with my friends. I want to have time to do both of those things.
Bingo. I want to do both things. So when you travel, though, you have to get dressed with the travel squad.
Yeah.
So the 75 guys that travel, I was one of the 75, so I had to get dressed and go out for warm-ups. And I had never done that before. And I was like, fine, I don't care. So I get dressed up for warm-ups. Now, for people that don't know, if you're on non-travel squad, you wear the least amount of pads possible because you want to be the most comfortable that you can be.
Because you got to be chilling for 3 to 4 hours.
Yes. So I come out. I'm in the DB line. We're jogging out. And a ref goes, hey, I'm at the back of the line. But you know that.
No.
I'm at the back of the line. They're like, fella, you stay back there. Don't drop any balls. And they were like babying the ball to me to make sure I didn't drop it
in front of company.
And so I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I don't care. And literally, we're jogging out, and we used to jog out of the tunnel, go down to the 50,
oh my God,
and then come across the field. And we used to warm up at the 25 for individual drills. Yeah. And right around the 50, the ref, right around the logo, the interlocking NC, a ref goes 25 because my pants were hiked up way above my knees, and this is in 2004.
No one playing that shit. Yeah.
He said, "Hey, 25, you don't got no knee pads in." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And he goes, "When I see you in the game, that's 15 yards. You're hurting your own team." And I was like, like Jadakiss laugh.
Joke's on you, old man.
If you think I'm getting in the game,
my brother in Christ, if I'm in the game, something's either going horribly wrong or horribly right. There's no in between.
we are either up by 30 or down by 30. So
you won't see me unless those things are happening. At that point, 15 yards will not matter.
Right. Let me tell you, I should have said, there's a can of Skull Straight in my shoulder pads, my man.
Just start pointing out the rest of your uniform violations. By the way, also,
guess what? These are socks, not thigh pads.
Yeah, that's the same.
I don't have hip pads
So
or a butt pad. I don't have any of it. None of it.
So I only had one season where I was full on. I only had 1 year of travel. My freshman year, it wasn't travel, wasn't hope of travel. But freshman year, none of the freshmen traveled, so we'd all just get shit faced and watch other football. But our freshman year, our night game against Princeton, we're in my buddy Matt's dorm and we're watching because it was televised. It was what's the Yankees network or whatever it is, TV and wire.
Yes.
And we ended up winning the game on a last second throw to Wade Fletcher in the back of the end zone. I think it was Princeton's night game. It was dope as hell. And the party that night for the non-travel kids, because they're only in Princeton, like they didn't have to go that far. But by the time they got back to campus, over. Liddy, we took over all the one of our tight ends, freshman tight end, who was actually on the travel team because he actually played. We're at morning lift. We watched film and we're looking around like, yo, he's not here. Yo, he's not here. I'm like, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Coach ain't noticed. And we go to lift because it was freshman lift, upperclassmen film, and they're going to flip it. And so we're in there. We're working out. We're like, yo, he's not here. He walks in the weight room, reeking of vodka at 11:30 the next day. He won't open his mouth, won't talk to anyone, just starts folds into his group and starts lifting. Later on, we get like, yo, man, what's going on? What happened? He goes, woke up in the hospital, like mumbling, tore all my stuff, and left. He got Bill's trip for the next 4 years. Threw them all away. But he talks to us, and we're like, why won't you open your mouth? He opens his mouth, fallen, and there's like one tooth was missing, a semicircle of teeth, parts of some teeth, holes of others was missing because he'd fallen and mashed his face in, and that's how he wound up in the hospital.
Yeah, I was to the best of us.
That's my non-travel story. Let's get into some sports, man. I get like March Madness is going on. Are you watching any of this college basketball?
No. What I'm being inundated with is UNC stuff. So that's a whole other thing.
What's going on at UNC? Because I know you fired Hubert, who was very proud of his white wife. You're still indebted to Bill Belichick. Well, what else is happening in the UNC bubble?
Well, here's the thing. UNC is going to have to pay market price for a coach for the first time, basically in like legitimate history. And they don't understand that. And that's the part that's going to be like basketball wise. That's the part that's going to be really hard. That's going to be really hard for them to like digest. Auburn's done it on football and basketball, and Alabama's done it, and Tennessee and all these other schools. And now, listen, if this is the pull, UNC been playing at the splash pad.
Because they've been continuing to dip into the Dean Smith pool of like, oh, you're indebted to us, or oh, like we built you and that's why you're coming back. And you think they're going to go outside the family for this one?
Yeah, that they're probably going to go. They're going to go outside the family. I mean, but which means you're going to lose Sean May, you're going to lose Jeff Lebo. Matt Doherty can never come back, obviously, but like you're losing everyone in my lifetime. Bill Smith, Dean Smith, Bill Guthridge, Matt Doherty, Roy Williams, Hubert Davis, they all were a part of the family. And that family is super tight. And I understand that other schools think they have that. I don't think it's the same as what UNC has. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, honestly. I'm not saying it's good, we're better or not better. I just think it's very I think this is the analogy that I've put out there. In 2010, 2 significant NCAA violation things happened, right?
Yeah.
One school was prepared to handle it. That was Auburn with Cam Newton.
Mhm.
And they basically said, fuck off. Am I wrong?
You'd be amazed how often that works. No, it's just very funny because that does work in life sometimes. Tell people just leave me alone and go away. Like, all right, I guess we ain't gonna talk to them.
Like, fuck off.
Auburn was like, you don't have subpoena power. Stop calling this number.
Yes. And then UNC gets what? 6, 8, 10 players suspended because they pulled their pants. Yeah. They pulled their pants down for the NCAA to investigate.
Can I
They're
just
not
say one thing?
Yeah.
It's very, very funny that Auburn and all their bootlicking and all the things that we know about that place is the better example on how to stand up against unjust powers.
Right.
It's like a microcosm of how to deal with the current times. Like acquiescing gets you nothing.
But it's also.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. It's fine. But it's also to me, Auburn speaks to like the South, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not. Listen, you're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
Until you can prove it, try and stop me. I'm gonna do this. And then UNC was like, "Oh my gosh, UNC is teacher's pet." They're like, "Oh, we'll give you anything you want, all the information. We'll open up the books. We're going to do everything." And I don't think they understand what it's like. I think Penn State's in the same boat, and we'll see what happens with them and Matt Campbell. But
yeah,
like, they're going to have to.
So what's the word? Like, who do you think they're going to be aiming at? Like, is there a name that's been floated among the alumni groups, or is it kind of like, hey, we in this now?
There's they already tried to get what's his name from the Celtics, and he was like, "No, I'm the GM of the Celtics."
Oh, Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens, yeah. I was like,
yeah.
What do you think is happening?
Yeah.
People have floated out Mark Few, and I'm like, that why?
Why would Mark Few leave?
He's got a really good job with a really good community around him, and he's very happy where he's at.
He's I think at Gonzaga forever.
Tom Lloyd is another name I've heard, but like who has connections to Roy Williams.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's dumb. And living where I live, it's even worse. Like I know with this birthday party coming up, I'm going to have to talk about this.
A lot.
And it's going to suck.
A lot. What it's better though? It could be Bill Belichick conversations. So
well, that's worse. Nice. So they have 3 right now. UNC is fighting. You can't win a 2-front war, right?
Ever.
Imagine a 3-front war.
Seems like a bad idea.
Because they're fighting. They got to fight to find a coach, and they're going to have to pay true market value, which they've. Dean Smith, Roy Williams, they all took less than market value.
Hometown discount. Yeah.
Hometown. Because they love being there. So there's that. You got to deal with Belichick, which is a nightmare.
Did he fire Lombardi? Is Lombardi still there?
No, Lombardi is still there. Did I not tell you this? On Pro Day, they did a very short press conference and then just left. They didn't stay for their Pro Day.
Timeout. So the main draw of Bill Belichick is, I know how to get you drafted. And he's like, I ain't coming to Pro Day.
He showed up at the press conference and then left.
But that's where okay, I'm just going to, I know you know this, but I want to say this for the audience, for the listeners. That's where you exert your influence as a coach.
Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be like back channels and cell phones and text messages. But if the other scouts see you conversing with a GM about a player, that player's stock is dramatically impacted by that, particularly if you're a coach who's respected in those circles. and despite what we all know about Bill Belichick, they still respect that motherfucker.
He left.
So like him having a conversation could help his kids, and he's like, I talked to the press, I'm done. That's wild to me.
Yeah. I talked to my teammates. I'm not saying this
as like an observer who's someone's just kind of throwing rocks. I used to be a sports agent. I used to ask coaches.
I know.
In public and pro day.
Yeah, I know. So
this is wild.
And they're also trying to get rid of the Dean Dome. And move the stadium like 2 miles off campus, which would be almost 3 miles for people that live on South Campus.
Is it just a desire to make more money? What is the push behind that?
Well, we would have to retroactively refit the Dean Dome. We don't have any like luxury boxes.
Oh, so it's a money play. Okay, cool.
It's a money play, but also like we saw Notre Dame do it at their football stadium. We saw Michigan do it at their football stadium. We've seen Clemson do it. We've seen LSU do it. We've seen you can do it. It's possible. Yeah. We've seen Kansas do it at Fog Allen, their basketball arena. Like you can do it, but these people are hell bent on this, and there's no turning back. And again, like I was saying, I live around a lot of UNC grads, and not like UNC grads like me. Like I'm 41. Yeah. I'm in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I talk to people that are 65, they are hot.
Ooh, can't get the old ones hot, guys. Come on.
They are hot. Because this is all they know.
Yeah.
Like if you're 65, you start with Dean Smith. Then you kind of muddy through Bill Guthridge, even though they went to the Final Four. Then you get through Matt Doherty. They also went to the Final Four. Then you get to Roy Williams. Like they're like, this ain't what we're supposed to be about. We're supposed to be a family. Like they bought into that. And I said something, and my wife was kind of appalled. And I probably said it the wrong way. But my grandma was the biggest USC fan that I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
I don't think she was more proud of me than when I told her that I got accepted to UNC.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I'm glad she's dead, man, because this would rip her heart out.
Damn.
And it's not a good thing. It's like,
but it's that, but that's a statement on how bad it's gotten.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's real bad. And it's like when did I tell you this about when I went for my physical?
No.
You have to do a survey.
Okay.
And they ask you some mental health questions.
Oh.
And one of them was, do you ever consider suicide? And I wrote, I can't. I have a wife and daughter.
We have talked about this. I told this to someone else. They did not laugh. And I was like, oh, you don't get it. I was like, no, man, that's true. Like, hey, I'm here for at least 20 more. I mean, I can't afford to even look at that question for at least 20 years. Don't even show it to me.
I can't go nowhere. I got to be here the whole time.
I have a choice.
Bro, we just talked about how many balloons I blew up. God. We got to put the arch up, and we had to do the bounce house. And I had to go get the pizzas and the donuts. That shit don't happen without your boy.
The answer is I'm not allowed to answer that question. I'm not allowed to even think about that question for at least 20 years. That's the answer.
I should have just wrote no.
The answer is easily no, but parenthetical, because I'm not allowed to think any of these thoughts for at least 20 years. In parenthetical.
Who gonna do bingo night?
Oh my God. Who's gonna pull doors?
Who's gonna pull doors? Who's gonna do bingo night? Who gonna make lunch? Like, who's gonna do Fried Friday? Oh, by the way, my kid, this is the last one for me. My kid's about to have pizza 4 days in a row.
It's good parenting.
It's not because fuck you. It's not because I'm a bad parent, okay?
I didn't say that. You said that. It's internalized.
Wednesday, we had stromboli, which is just rolled up pizza. We had tacos on Thursday, but my kid doesn't like tacos.
Oh, okay. You doing tacos or pizza? Okay, I get it.
She had leftover stromboli.
Leftover Shimbroli. Okay.
Today we got bingo night. We got to get
pizza.
there 5:30. There's a pizza truck there, so they're gonna get a pizza. And then Saturday is her birthday. I already ordered 8 pizzas. Pizza 4 days in a row. She definitely gonna need a stool. She's gonna need a stool softener.
Jeez, poor fucking kid, man. Let's talk about some NFL stuff before we, as we move on.
Yes.
Not that much. This is only one topic because it jumped out at me. So, Dan Orlovsky's famous for being bad at football, and
he went on the back of the end zone.
Never forget. He went on his show this week, First Take, and again, First Take is the place where you get takes off. It's not the place for football analysis. I get that. He said Ty Simpson is a first-round draft pick. Felder, I only bring this up because, 1, it is hilarious. But 2, his job is to get people talking about it, and that's worked. But 3, when I was an agent, somebody went on television, told me Jimmy Clausen was a generational talent. Somebody who had the same agent as Jimmy Clausen. Somebody who has a noted track history of saying, oh, I will never, ever, ever tell you what I think about a player, but I will talk to you about it with the player on speakerphone so that he signs with our agency. That man's name is Mel Kiper. All 3 of those stories are 1,000% true. I bring that up because in the reporting on what Orlovsky said about Ty Simpson, it came out they're both repped by CAA. Now, that's not the same agent. A lot of people rep by CAA. Felder, you're repped by CAA. Do you feel like, and for me, everyone's like, it's a conflict of interest. I'm like, if it was the same agent, maybe. I feel like we're reaching with this. I feel like we got caught up in the place where Dan Orlovsky's trying to have a take that goes viral, and we got caught up in doing research on it. Am I wrong? Am I overthinking this? Where do you stand? Because I don't think Ty Simpson's a first-round draft pick this year, next year, last year, 20 years from now, 5 years ago. I don't think that's true.
So here's the thing. So there's a couple different things. Let's put them into like their own buckets. They do not have the same agent. They're not even repped by the same like silo at CAA. Orlovsky is repped by the same people that rep me, not the sports part. So that's one thing that people don't understand about this industry. That's one thing. 2, I think he is probably a first-round draft pick. Do I think he should be? Hang on. Do I think he should be? No. Is the thirst incredible in the NFL for quarterbacks? Yes. Which is why he will be a first-round draft pick. I mean, like, look at the list of guys. Mendoza, if Mendoza came out in other years, no one would care about him. And people have Mendoza as the number 1 overall pick.
They have, so again, this talks back to what you were talking about, kind of the intricacies of the draft. Mendoza is coming at the perfect time because he interviews well, he won the Heisman, and the Raiders are desperate.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's the confluence of factors that makes him the first overall pick.
Right. That's, again, thirst.
Thirst is very big.
I mean,
very big
how many quarterbacks do you think are going to go in the first round?
Mendoza. Just because, and again, this is also
I didn't say should.
I know what I'm saying. I'm saying that because I look at the market, I look at what happened with both Atlanta and the Vikings picking up quarterbacks on league minimums because they're cap that's being paid by the departing team. I look at the fact that no one reached for Joe Flacco this year. I think there's a lot of backloading right now for next year's draft class, which they're projecting to be better quarterback-wise. Yep. So in my opinion, there's only going to be the one because I think there's enough questions about Beck. I think Ty Simpson's size is too big of a problem. What's he can't, he's under, I know I'm me, I'm a lineman, whatever, I'm a meathead.
6'1".
Too small. 190?
No, he's like 200 pounds.
So 195. If they're rounding you up to 200, you're not 200. That's all I'm saying.
Like he's listed, I see listed at 211.
Okay.
But that's again. Let me pull up his combine weight.
Because didn't his height take a hit at combine too?
Nobody's height took a hit like Diego Pavia.
You mean Coach Pavia?
Bro.
6'1" and 211. Okay, so yeah. I was wrong Okay, I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think from the snap count that I watched, he should be a first round draft pick.
I don't think he should. I said I don't think he should.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will be.
I don't think
because I think that when you've got one voice in the wilderness saying that kind of thing, that draws more scrutiny to the scouts, and that's when owners and GMs are going to say, "Hey, what did you see on film with this kid?" And now I think his game, while from far away, looks better than it does up close. I think his game does not project well on tape wise, if that makes sense, under heavy scrutiny.
Like you're not. I'm. What I'm saying is someone who's also like
desperation
I from a different end. I think there's this.
Yeah.
Mac Jones. Do you think Mac Jones should have been a first round draft pick?
No.
Exactly.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Gunnar Nussmeier.
I want to. I'm looking up draft order now. Hold on. I want to see the draft position, draft rounds.
Because I'm looking at.
So let's just do this really quickly.
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck could do it. And again, that goes down to number of snaps more than anything else. So the Raiders are taking Fernando Mendoza. If the Jets take a quarterback, I want to fight them. I don't know what's happening in Arizona. Tennessee doesn't need a quarterback. Giants need a quarterback. Browns.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna try.
Commanders, Saints. There are, you know what? As I'm looking at the top 10, there's some quarterback thirsty teams on there. So maybe
Zach Wilson was a top 10 pick.
Players fuck up, but he also he had a profile coming out of college that's higher than Ty Simpson's, in my opinion. His resume was better. I think you're probably right. I'm probably being boneheaded on this one, where I'm just I'm entrenched where I am.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm saying is that
I am.
The way that I look at it is these teams are desperate to restart.
Damn, the Jets got 2 picks in the first round. I should have known that probably.
One of them is going to be a quarterback.
Yeah, 16 and 2. I'd say 16. I'd pick the quarterback. I would.
Garrett Nussmeier at 16.
Jeremiah Lovett too.
Yeah, get the best player you can at 2.
I'd take Jeremiah Lovett too.
I'd take Rueben Bain.
You and I are going to disagree about Rueben Bain.
You don't like him?
You and I are going to disagree. I love Rueben Bain. I think that his physical limitations will be better spotlighted in the NFL. I think he's a double-digit sack guy, but never like a 15 sack guy, if that makes sense.
Sure, but I also think that he's a very good run player.
That's okay. But that's not why we pay edges in the NFL these days.
I don't think he's an edge, in the true sense. I don't think that.
Okay, you think about moving him.
I want him. He reminds me a lot more of Leonard Williams.
I can see that.
Where I can play him from the 3 to a 5, and now we can go. Yes, he can still use his pass rush moves, but all of a sudden he's if you put him in a 4-eye and he's lined up over that guard or right outside that guard inside of the tackle, now he all of a sudden has an opportunity to use both power and speed to go make a play. And I think that's the part where he holds value. I don't think he's not obviously not a 0, but I also don't. He's not a wide 9.
So that's where the physical limitations part come in, because if you want to play interior, that arm length thing becomes a much bigger problem.
Right. I don't want him to play all the way. I want it all I'm talking about.
Not all the way, motherfucker. If you're in a 4-eye and I've got a good little duo right here, and we can get inside on you. You're not coming off that double, dog. It's a wrap.
He's a dog, dude.
I'm not saying he's not. Again, this is where me being weird about line plays is where I know that's my problem. However, the way my brain works with offenses is if that motherfucker lighten the weight is at a 4-eye, guess where I'm running? You're getting power all day, kid, till you stop it.
Which is great. I don't disagree with you. I think that the big thing for me is I just think that his athleticism, and he does have sort of a bevy of moves and an ability to find ways to make himself skinny, which a lot of people don't have. I would take him early. I think he's tremendous. But
I agree. I think he's fantastic. I just think that I think the transition to the NFL is going to be tough. Okay, I think that's probably the biggest starting point.
I don't think he's an edge. Like, there's nothing about him that screams Myles Garrett.
No.
That's got to be fair, right?
That's very fair.
Like, there's nothing about him that screams Myles Garrett. Honestly, if I was going to pick any of the players from Miami, I'd probably pick, what is the guy's name? Keontae?
I thought Mesidor maybe.
Mesidor's good. I like him, but
I like Mesidor as a true edge more than I like Bain as a true edge.
Yes, but I would pick Keontae Scott if I was picking someone from Miami.
Okay. What about one of those linemen? Mayuga, is that his name?
Mayuga, yeah, he's good too. He is very good. That's like
it's a very good tackle.
Yeah, I don't think about linemen nearly enough.
I think about him too much.
But Keontae Scott can play he can play every position in the secondary.
That's very true.
That versatility goes a long way.
But it's a heavy secondary class. Like, you've got the kids out of Ohio State.
Yep.
We got the Clemson guys, the AJ Terrell's little brother.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting draft just because it's going to be a lot of drafting on potential and drafting on fit. And I think that could either, again, we're going to see about Ty Simpson. The Ty Simpson thing is going to be a very, very, there's going to be a canary in a coal mine for what I'm watching on first draft night.
I just want, like, to me, I like when fit matters. Because there could be one team that drafts Bain and they figure out a way to make him work. And they know that he fits into their scheme, right? Like if Bain goes to Detroit.
Yeah.
Versus if he goes to Kansas City. Like, it's going to be completely different. And I think that's
great examples.
That's the part of football that I like way more than, oh my God, they put the team slogan up. Imagine.
This has gotten Felder so angry over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's very funny to me because I am his friend. Before we get out of here, we're going to be back next week with Shannon's going to be on talking about the WNBA and heated rivalry. But I want to get out of here with the most Michael Felder coded story I've ever heard.
Oh, no.
You heard about old buddy?
No, who?
So I'm going to tell the story as straight face as possible. There was a shooting, a murder. Somebody was driving a car, a Tesla, self-driving automobile, and fired the gun, killing his passenger. There were 2 people in the back seat. He said, "Will you help me hide the body?" They both charged with murder. This man's an athlete. This man is a professional cornhole player. This man has no arms or legs. He's a quadruple amputee.
How the fuck can you shoot someone if you don't got no arms or legs?
I love this so much. Oh. You haven't heard about the story yet?
I just read it now. How you can be from? What does he throw it with his mouth?
No, he's got little. I don't want to say nubbins, but I think the word is nubbins. I don't know what the. Please don't cancel me. I don't know what the term is for remnants.
James Webb.
My favorite part about the story, Felder. If you look, he has videos of him like going into trees and shooting rifles. Like, he's got enough. But my favorite part about this, like, no matter what, like, there's a lot of stuff's going to come out. First of all, very sad for the victim. I'm sorry you're getting erased in your own story, but this is too wild. The more I learn about the story, it's giving people carte blanche to be like, oh yeah, this guy's always been an asshole, which is hilarious to me. He's such an asshole that he's able to shoot someone and his passengers were like, I'm not even going to pretend to help you hide this body. We're out of this fucking Tesla. Felder, come on, man. That's a great headline.
I'm watching a video of him shooting a gun.
See? He gave him this is how I did it.
Oh, he took evidence of himself doing it. This shit worse than OJ if I did it. Here's how I would have done it or whatever.
Here's how I did it on video.
That's
Here's
terrible.
how I shot this man in my car.
I feel really bad for the person that he shot, and then also
because we're never going to talk about that person again.
You can't. I'm gonna tell you what. If I get killed by a quad amputee, maybe it was my time, man. Fuck that.
Look, I'm not even religious. That's the Lord. That's the act of God right there, man. I don't even know if you convict this dude. You have to.
How long does it?
But like, still.
I'm watching the video. I saw how long it took him to get the gun set up. You couldn't do nothing in that time.
Which means he came ready to shoot. He came ready to shoot.
Bro, it took him a long ass time to get set up.
Well, it wouldn't make sense to have an unloaded gun in the car.
Loaded or not loaded, like it took him a long time to just get set up. He had to have like a stable base, and then like, bro, I would have slapped the gun out of his hands.
Hold still so I can shoot you.
Don't go anywhere. I got to get set up. Got the child locks on too, so don't worry about it. Bro, I would have slapped the shit out of that gun.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was sure that after not talking to you yesterday, you've heard about this by now. Being able to break this story with you live on this podcast is why I do this. Felder, tell everyone where they can find all of your musings about slapping things out of.
I mean, listen. I've had people point guns at me before. My life ain't as sweet as people think it is, but bro, absolutely. No, I'm not letting a fucking potato shoot me.
And this is not just fucking potato. This is not victim blaming, but they will call his ass tater tot and lock up. Like that's coming.
Bro.
He will be tater tot.
Yeah, right. Like I just
said, headbutt motherfuckers to death.
No, they gonna
headbutt motherfuckers to death.
They gonna put some glasses and a nose on him with the mustache. Fucking Mr. Potato Head ass. That's wild.
Felder, tell people where they can find you.
How you gonna get? If I go out to bingo night and somebody walk into the gym, the gymatorium or the cafetorium,
yeah.
Somebody walk in there. He not gonna walk. Obviously, he gonna crawl or waddle, whatever he do. And he gotta. I'm like, yo, can we stomp this man out?
Push him on his side. See, this is why we can't keep talking about this, because I'm going to get meaner and meaner. Felder, tell them where they can find you, please. Protect me from myself.
He going to be a bug on the rug.
Hey, man, you ever seen a turtle on its back? We can solve this real fast.
Yeah, but at least they can stretch their neck out and push.
Felder, tell them where they can find you, please. Save us.
All right, here we go, folks. Make sure you check out Hand in the Dirt. It's a gardening podcast about football. And really, it's a lifestyle podcast. Also, check out itsfelder.substack.com and check out Tar Heel 24/7, where I do really jump on Belichick because out of the top, did we talk about this? Out of the top 10 players in the state of North Carolina, top 10 recruits, how many of them have UNC in their top 5?
Top 5 expands it, so I'd say 2. 3.
You're saying 3.
Was it 3? All right.
No, it's 1.
Fuck. I was like, I can justify mentally 3. I'm so happy for Bill.
2 kids are going to Notre Dame. Another kid's going to Ohio State. And then all the rest of them are looking at Clemson, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, even Charlotte. And I'll tell you this, UNC's a place, if you could just get kids on campus, you got a chance because it's beautiful. And if you get kids on campus in spring, Can't beat it with a stick.
And that's like Chapel Hill in April. Like that should be fine. That should be a clincher, a lockdown. You should be good and gone.
Dude, we were in Rashawn Gary's top 5.
Thank you for coming on, Felder.
All right, you guys have a good day. God damn, there ain't no way I'm getting killed by somebody with no legs.
Week again with Shanna and getting everything moving.
Oh, there's no
Check
way.
us out on YouTube at UDPod66. Subscribe, leave comments. I'm interacting with folks in the comments. And again, we'll be back again next week with more Felder Friday. And we'll be listening to Shutdown Fullcast apparently to find new ways to fuck with Felder. That was your show. There is no outro. See you guys next week.